Good afternoon. I'm Ron from Vortexx. We're going to go through some of the things that I like about our units. We're going to compare them to some other units and let you have your opinion of what you think makes the most sense. Some of the major things that I like with our unit is the way we designed our power washer was to make it very, very easy to move around. You don't get tangled up when you're walking if you're short or tall. This weighs 82 pounds. I can pick it up and throw it in somebody's trunk, or you can put it in a pickup with a topper on it and close the topper. Nobody knows it's there, so it won't get stolen. I have a little problem when I first seen this, there's no way I can pick this up and put it in a pickup or a car alone. It's so bulky and heavy, it weighs about 120 pounds, I believe. Also, I noticed when I try to move this around, and you got to think about it, you're moving it to the back of your house on grass or whatever, I'm getting all tangled up in the hoses. You know, it's hard to move around. It's just big and bulky. And I don't know how you put this in the back of your pickup and try to cover it up or somebody doesn't steal it. Some of the major differences, ours is an all aluminum frame, all welded, powder coated silver and clear. This, I believe, is a steel frame. Some bolted features in here, so you got bolts loosening up. I've always been surprised why people put air tires on these things, because every time you go to use it, they're flat. We use a solid tire, so it's not going to go flat. I also use aluminum axles in nuts with bushings so they don't rust out. We're giving you a lifetime on the frame by being all aluminum and all welded. We're using a 3/8 50-foot hose, and I'm putting stainless steel fittings on our Professional line on the hose and also the gun. This is a 40-foot 5/16 hose with brass and steel fittings. We just noticed how this hangs. The hose kind of gets in the way when you're walking. Also, they're using a 2-piece gun. I am much more like the 1-piece gun with a better handle grip here. This is a commercial gun, 5100 PSI, stainless steel fittings, where this is a 2-piece gun, and at times I notice these come loose. And the holder, I believe the gun is going to bounce out of. We are running a GX 200 Honda motor. I'm very partial to Honda. There's dealers all over the place. They're a very heavy duty motor. The best thing about that, normally in one pull that thing is starting and running, and I don't care if you're very strong or weak. We also put an easy start in them, so when you go to start this, you don't have to hold a gun and try to hold your foot on it and try to start it. This can be laying on the ground and you can start the unit. Where they're running a Kohler motor, they're running a Tripex pump, but they're running 1 inch of water by the unloader, and that's kind of a light duty unloader, where we're using a very heavy duty commercial unloader. And the big difference in our power washers over everybody else's is I have what's called a radiator hose. We have a 3-foot hose here that breaks this. What happens with a power washer is when the gun is on, there's an unloader here and there's a spring. So this is adjusted so when the gun is on, the water comes through the hose, through the pump, and back out your pressure hose. When the gun is off, it goes into bypass mode, so the spring shifts and the water now flows on ours through 3-foot of hose. On the other one, only 1 inch of water. So when you're on the phone drinking a cup of coffee, this is running at 3,400 RPM, these pistons, and there's 1 inch of water, it gets hot very, very quick. And you've noticed before, if you touch this, you'll burn yourself. When cold water hits it, it pops the pump. By doing the radiator hose, I've seen them 3 to 5 minutes where I can walk over here and still put my hand on the pump. We also use a brass Y filter. We're on theirs. They're using just a garden hose filter. And what happens with that, if you got dirt or bugs in your hose when you go to hook it up, or you got well and sand, when that gets dirt in here in the valves, it plugs the valves and the power washer quits working. So going through it really quick, that is the differences that I feel between the two, but the big one is how heavy and bulky this is. Thank you very much for taking time.